Hello, welcome back to Storytime at Nana's house. So very good to have you with me as always. So I'm continuing in reading out of our 365 Bible Stories book that was published by my friends over at Cottage Press, and they give me permission to share this amazing book with you. Let's see where we are continuing on. We're going to be talking about slavery in Egypt, and this is found in Exodus chapter 1. In Egypt, life became very difficult for the Israeli people after Joseph passed away. There was a new Pharaoh who didn't know about the wonderful things that Joseph had done. He thought there were too many Israelite people. He was scared they might turn against the Egyptians and try to rule the country? Oh. Pharaoh thought that if the Israelites were forced to work hard, they would grow weak and wouldn't be able to have many children. So he turned them into slaves, working for cruel masters. Even though the Israelites had hard lives, they were strong and healthy. Lots more Israelite babies were born. When Pharaoh saw that his plan hadn't worked, he gave a terrible order. Around that time, an Israelite woman called Jochebed had a baby boy. She knew that to save his life, she had to keep him in secret. Jochebed made a basket from the reeds that grew beside the river. She covered it with tar to make it waterproof. Then she put her baby in the basket and hid it among the reeds. She told her daughter Miriam to stay nearby and watch what happened. Later, Pharaoh's daughter came to the river. When she stepped in the water, she saw the basket, and she had one of her servants to get it. She looked inside the basket, and there was a baby. It was baby Moses, and he started to cry. And the kind-hearted princess felt sorry for him. She could tell that he was an Israelite. Miriam, his big sister, hurried over to the princess. "Shall I find a nurse to look after the baby for you?" she asked. Pharaoh's daughter said yes, and Miriam ran to fetch her mother, the baby's mom. Can you believe it? The princess asked Jochebed to care for the baby until he was old enough to live with her in Pharaoh's palace, and she would pay her to take care of him. And it was really her own son. Isn't that cool how God worked that out? Oh my goodness, I just love the Lord so much. Pharaoh's daughter called the baby Moses. In time, Jochebed told Moses all about his people. When he grew up, he looked Egyptian, but he never forgot that he was an Israelite. It made him angry to see the people treated so badly by the Egyptians. They had to work hard, digging and making bricks to build their masters' fine homes. One day, Moses saw a wicked Egyptian master beating a poor Israelite. He lost his temper, and Moses attacked the Egyptian. Moses was young and strong. The next day, Moses saw two Israelite men fighting. He tried to stop the fight, and one of the men turned on him angry. "Are you going to get us just like you got the Egyptian yesterday?" Moses was shocked that people knew what he had done. If Pharaoh found out that he had helped an Israelite, he would be in trouble. Moses decided to run away. He went to live in a land called Midian. There he worked as a shepherd. A priest named Jethro lived in Midian. He had been one of Pharaoh's best advisors, but he was kind to the Israelites, so he had to leave the court and went to live in Midian. Jethro became very important, but he soon saw that it was silly to pray to statues of false gods. he stopped being a priest. The people of Midian turned against him. They were unkind to his daughters too and wouldn't let them get water for their sheep. They always had to wait until everyone else had gone before them before they could use the well. When Moses arrived in Midian, he saw some shepherds chasing Jethro's daughters away from the well. Moses stood up for those girls, yes he did, and he helped them get water. Jethro was surprised to see his daughters coming back from the well so soon. When they told him how Moses had helped them, Jethro invited him into his house. Moses had made a good friend. Later, Moses married Jethro's oldest daughter, Zipporah. How cool is that? See, Moses liked standing up for people who couldn't stand up for themselves. The burning bush. This is found in Exodus chapter 3. Moses spent each day in the fields watching over Jethro's sheep and goats. One day, he took the sheep into the wilderness to graze near a mountain called Sinai. Suddenly, he saw something amazing. One of the bushes was on fire, but it was not being destroyed. Moses walked over to the bush, and then he heard a loud voice. It came from inside the bush.
Moses, do not come any closer. Take off your shoes, for the place where you are standing is holy ground.
Moses obeyed at once.
I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob,
the voice said. Moses covered his face because he was afraid to look at the power of God, but he listened carefully to what God said next.
My people are suffering,
said God.
I love them, and I am going to help set them free from Egypt. A wonderful new home is waiting for them in a land that flows with milk and honey. Moses, I want you to go back to Egypt. Tell Pharaoh that you have been sent to bring the people of Israel out of Egypt.
But Moses didn't want to go back. He was afraid.
Don't send me, he pleaded.
No one will listen to me.
I will be with you,
said God.
When you have brought my people out of Egypt, you will give thanks here at this very place, Mount Sinai.
But Moses still looked unsure. If I tell the people of Israel that the God of their fathers sent me to them, they might ask me for his name, he said.
What should I tell them? Tell the people of Israel, Yahweh has sent me to you. I am that I am,
said God. The name Yahweh has a very special meaning. It means that God has lived forever and God will live forever. He is God and he loves you. Trust him.
Return to Egypt,
said God.
Find your brother Aaron and go with him to ask Pharaoh to let my people free.
Moses was scared of going back to Egypt, but he knew that he could not refuse his God. It was his job to lead the Israelites to the promised land. And we are going to stop right there. Oh, I love this story so much. Can't wait to pick up again tomorrow. Wow. It is time for me to go, my friends. But before I do, I just want to encourage you to continue letting your light shine by being kind. Thanks again for stopping by. Until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless you. And always remember that this Nana right here loves you. Take care.